Sorry, this is really messy, but hopefully it gives you the general gist of the idea, and that's good enough. More red, diagonally down. Second layer of shading. Generally, I only have 2 layers of shading, and that's good enough for me. Or, I don't know. Afterwards it gets too blendy, and I don't really like that. Okay, let's quickly do the green. Oh, whoops. Okay. Green. Now for green color, I like to go towards blue, so here we go, diagonally down, and then shade. Color picker's your friend. Okay. Now I go to the line art layer. I'm going to preserve opacity, and then this allows me to color where the lines already exist. So I'm going to change color of the line art to brown, filling it with Control F, and then I'm going to adjust some of those colors. More blue around the eyes, green where the clothes are. So I tend to pick the darkest shading color, and then I adjust it to a little bit darker, and then that's the color of the line art. But you can go with opposite colors, so like have red line art where the green areas are, something like that. Gives you a totally different feel. Okay, so that's good enough. I know I missed some spots, so let's fill in this a little bit. Okay, and erase that messiness. Okay, good enough. And then now, at this point of coloring, I like to fuse the line art to the colors. So that's what I did here. I'm gonna make a new layer on top, and then I'm going to select clipping group. Now what this does is it allows me to draw only where the colors and line art are. See, I can't go past it. That's what clipping group does to the layer above. Yeah. So this one, I'm going to change the layer type, the clipped group. I'm going to change it to overlay, and then I'm going to use the airbrush tool. Yeah, it's called spoon. It's fun for me, but confusing for you guys probably. Anyways, so I'm going to use a very large brush and just brush on some warm tones. That's what I like to do in my drawings, but you might like to make it more purple, more green, whatever, just whatever colors that you like, go for it. So it might look a little bit weird, maybe it's too saturated, I don't know. I'll lower the opacity a bit. So this is how it looks with overlay and then without. So you see it kind of brightens the colors, makes them meld with each other a little bit better. And then at this point I also like to add some white lines, but that's totally up to you. That's what I like to do. So again, I made a new layer. I'm going to clip it to the bottom layer so I don't draw outside of that space. Then I just add some white details here. Yeah. And it's nice if you put your white lines underneath the overlay because it picks up some of those colors that you put in the overlay. Maybe it's not so apparent in this drawing because I only use like one color in the overlay, but in other drawings, I have a whole bunch of colors, so maybe I'll show that quickly. Yeah, anyways. And now, one thing about fusing clip layers, you have to start with the bottommost clipped layer, and then you fuse it down. So, otherwise, well, it depends on what type of layers you're using. If it's all normal, then you can probably clip them all together, all the clipped ones, and then put it down to the main layer. I don't know. If you mess up, use the undo button. Okay, so let's see. Sometimes my line art is kind of gross, so I add more on top. So I make a new layer on top, get my brush again, and just fix up some of those lines because they're too faded or something like that. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, let me show you about that overlay thing. Okay, so let me just draw something. No, let me grab some other picture. I don't have time to draw. Haha. Okay, or just show you here. Like here you can see there's a green area where I did the overlay with green, and then a kind of reddish area. And since I had my white lines underneath that overlay, it kind of picks up those tones rather than being pure white. So you can see it's kind of reddish here and a little bit greenish here. So yeah, that's the difference. Changing the order of your layers, you can change how things look. What else can I show you in this video quickly? I didn't really do much. Oh, I can show you what I do in Photoshop, so let me save this as a PSD. Yep, here we go. Let's go into Photoshop now. Now I'm using Photoshop Elements 4. I'm not sure how my brother got it, but or number 6, sorry. He put it on my computer and I don't know how he got it. But you can probably get a trial or a free one somewhere. It's not really that important though, I just use it for the effects. Okay. Zoom in. Oh gosh, I totally missed some spots. Oh well, whatever. Let's make a white layer underneath. Fill with white. Oops. Nope. Okay, there we go. Let me put this away. Bye bye. Okay, so I'm going to my finished layer where it has my image on it, lock it, and then I duplicate it 2 times at least because I like to use 2 colors. So these are 2 colors down here, orange and pink. So I'm going to go on the topmost layer and I'm going to fill it with the orange color. So that's just my preference. You can experiment and use whatever colors you like. And this layer, the orange one, I'm going to change it to hard light. And that makes it like this really nice, everything's all like tones of orange, right? So I don't want it that orange, so I just slide it down a bit, adjust it. Doesn't really matter how much, it's up to you. And then now I'm going to the second layer, and I'm filling it with my other color. So I already had it chosen as my background color, so there we go. Now it's filled with pink. I'm going to go and change this layer to overlay. And then it makes a pink tone to everything, although it's a little bit different than the hard light layer. So this one I'm also going to bring it down so it's not so overpowering. And then there you go. So the colors are more uniform. No, not uniform. Harmonized? Yeah. Okay, so let me show you the difference. So this one is with my color adjustment. This is without the color adjustment. So this one, they were more, the original one is a little bit more contrasting with each other, I guess, the colors. And then with the color adjustment that we just did, it looks more uniform. So yeah, I think I will end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more questions, just ask me and I will see if I can make a new video in the future. Thank you. Goodbye.